Israel has declared revenge against Yemen's Houthis, unleashing a devastating bombing campaign targeting what it calls the backbone of the Houthi military operations. Early on Monday, Israel unleashed strikes dubbed Operation Black Flag. It came after a suspected Houthi attack on a ship in the Red Sea and marks one of Israel's largest military actions in Yemen to date. Overnight, the skies above Yemen lit up with explosions. The Israeli Defense Forces say they targeted the ports of Hodeidah, Ras Issa, Al Salif. The IDF also claimed to have hit major power station at Ras Kanatib power station. The IDF claims these ports were being used by the Houthis to transfer weapons from Iran. Weapons, it says, have been used to launch drone and missile attacks against Israel in recent weeks. Loud blasts were reported across these coastal areas as Israeli warplanes bombed what they described as military installations repurposed from civilian infrastructure. Israel's defense minister had announced the strikes, warning, as I am quoting now, anyone who tries to harm Israel will be harmed. And anyone who raises a hand against Israel will have it cut off. The Houthis will continue to pay a heavy price for their actions, quote unquote. One of the targets was reportedly the Galaxy Leader, which is a commercial vessel seized by the Houthi forces last November. Remember, the Galaxy Leader had nothing to do with the Houthis or Israel. It was a commercial car carrier. But in 2023, it was seized by the Houthis during the start of a campaign of attacks on the Red Sea. The vessel was being operated by the Japanese shipping line and was en route India from Turkey when the Houthis used a helicopter to board the carrier. They detained the crew. And it took 2 years of negotiations for the crew to be released. The ship was taken to the coast of Yemen after it was hijacked and has been operated by the Houthis ever since. It was seized because the shipping line's parent firm was co-owned by an Israeli businessman, Ibrahim Ungar. Now, according to the IDF, the Houthis installed radar systems on the ship to track maritime traffic as well as planned attacks on vessels in the Red Sea. The Ras Kanatib power station, it was struck because Israel claims it serves as a key electricity hub for Houthi military operations. Israel called it another example of how civilian sites are being militarized by the Yemen-based group. Remember, Israel views the Houthis as part of a broader Iranian-backed network operating against it in the region, a network that includes Hezbollah in Lebanon, militia groups in Syria and Iraq. The Houthis, meanwhile, have hit back. The Houthi military spokesperson said in a televised speech that the group fired a ballistic missile at central Israel's Jaffa area on Sunday, calling it a significant military operation. The missile, dubbed Palestine 2 by the Houthis, was declared a success by their leadership. Israel is yet to confirm any damage or casualties from the strike. Now, the Houthis have repeatedly attacked ships in the Red Sea since late 2023, saying that they act in solidarity with the Palestinians during the Gaza conflict. Earlier this year itself, a U.S. broker deal had temporarily paused their attacks. But after Israel's recent operations targeting Iranian sites, the Houthis resumed missile and drone strikes. And this latest bombardment by Israel, marking its most extensive action in Yemen since the month of May. That's when joint U.S.-Israeli strikes targeted Houthi infrastructure. Both Israel and the U.S. have struck Houthi ports before, including an American attack in April that killed at least 74 people. And as the tensions flare up once again, Israel has warned that it is ready to impose a naval and air blockade on Yemen if the Houthi attacks continue. And with Israel vowing to escalate further if needed, and the Houthis pledging more missile attacks, this is a very real fear now that this cycle of strikes and retaliation could very well spiral into a wider regional conflict.